Good morning, everyone, or good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when this video is posted. Today is, I would say, day 2. I posted a video yesterday at 8:22 because it was August 22nd, and I was like, let's do it at 8:22. And today, I don't know when this is going to come out. That's why I said good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. But this is day 2 of my spiritual journey for myself, where I'm using the cards to really connect to myself creatively. I'm not here to really give messages to people to tell them what they should do, or but if this resonates with you, then take that, right? Because you can find messages everywhere, but I just want to know want you all to know what my intentions are. And my intentions are for me and my own discovery for myself. So let's get into it. I'm just going to shuffle to see what cards fall out. Maybe a card falls out, and we're going to read it, read about it. Maybe I'll connect it to certain things that I might be experiencing and feeling within my life. And then we'll get into maybe something creative, like it could be drawing, it could be writing, it could be a song. Maybe a song comes into my head, whatever it is. So let's see what happens. So this is my solo time with myself. I don't really have a lot of solo time in my life, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I do know if it's by choice or not. A lot of it might be just because I feel like I need to show up for everybody, and I don't show up for myself enough. So that's really also what's inspiring this, is me wanting to show up for me more. So let's see what comes out. Okay, well, we have a card. Different from yesterday. We had 3. Oh, we have the Scorpion card. Makes me think of that movie with, I think The Rock was in a movie, right? The Scorpion King? Yeah, let's see. And again, like I mentioned before, I always think these cards are so beautiful, just the way that the line work of the cards. So Kim Krantz really did their thing. So we're gonna look, right? Again, just to kind of go over things. This is a fire. This is a fire element of a card, which signifies change, right? So as I mentioned in yesterday's reading for myself, that triangle represents fire within this deck. And so what that fire creature, right, which is the Scorpion, this fire creature, it leads us towards change, like I mentioned, right? It leads us towards change, it represents the ego, and it challenges us to be our best selves, right? So again, this is really on the money when it comes to me channeling this energy for myself, because that's what I'm striving to do, right? Striving to become my best self, striving to have a deeper connection with myself. So when I say my spiritual journey, it's not just trying to connect to everything outside of me, it's really trying to connect to myself, my inner light, my inner guide. And so that's why I really want to start every day with this kind of a practice, so I can connect to me better. Which to me, if I connect to myself better, I'm able to serve others better, because I have more of a because I have more of a connection to myself and my own divinity, which to me is something that is very important, right? Before you start to engage with other people. Like, for example, the whole idea of saying to someone else, I love you, right? Really saying to someone else, I love you, would mean nothing if I don't love myself, because how am I able to define love? And if I treat myself, right, lackluster, and then I tell another person that I love them, I don't think that is the best for them, right? I need to show myself love so that I understand what that means before I do that and share that with another person honestly and truthfully. So I really just want to just emphasize that this is my spiritual journey is a inner journey to connect to myself, my own spirit. So, alrighty. So again, this represents change, right? Challenging us to become our best selves. When these cards appear, it might appear more when in conflict or discomfort is present. Several fire cards, so that means if it's saying several, that means if multiple fire cards popped out, it could indicate the heat is on, right? It's time of action and change, which is the feeling that I feel a lot of the times, right? Throughout the day, throughout this week, that the heat is on, and then it's a time for action and change. I think it's even sometimes represented outside of us when you're looking at like the news and all of these polarizing different ideas. Everyone's feuding, it seems, right? There's like, if you're not on this side, then forget you, and if you're not on that side, then like it's all these feuds on both sides. So the heat is on, really, especially in terms of trying to cultivate some type of change and action. So there's deadlines and maybe demands around every turn, but it's all in the name of growth, right? So when all else fails, remember, fire is the only thing that transforms darkness into light, right? So we have a fire card. So now let's look at the Scorpion. I know that Scorpions really do know how to strike, especially with that tail of theirs. So I'm wondering the significance of that tail, right? Like, what is the significance of it? All right, so let's see. So passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sounds on the money so far. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty, forgiveness. This is interesting to me because I'm not quite sure what I would need to be honest about. Well, maybe. I know for me, right, I am in a space where I'm very isolated, or at least I've isolated myself. I've isolated myself mainly because like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm wanting to get more closer to me. You know, there was always this moment of being out, being away, showing up for others, doing things that were enjoyable, but they weren't necessarily what my heart wanted me to do, wanted me to connect to, wanted me to be a part of. It was more so I was doing it because I've never experienced this before, you know, just a collecting of different experiences, but to some degree without meaning in some ways. And when I say meaning, I mean without my own purpose. It was kind of like being asleep and just doing, because I thought I should, and I thought I should show up that way. So in a sense, it's like I recognize that, similar to what I said in the beginning of the video, of just like finding the space of my own solo time, being very honest with others around me about what kind of space I need. This comes up a lot for me in different areas when it comes to family, when it comes to my romantic relationships and my friendships. I sometimes I'm not honest about the fact that I need space. I need lots of space. And it doesn't mean that I don't love those people. It's just that I need time with my own thoughts, with my own noise, um, with my own creative endeavors, right? Because that's not just an extension of me, it is me. All of those things. And I recognize that sometimes I'm not always honest about the space that I need, the space that I require. And maybe this resonates with other people, right? If you're a person that's always on the go, 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 and you never take a moment to think about yourself, right? Because when you're on the go and you're doing for everyone else, you do lose your fiery, fun spark. You drain your cup, and then you have nothing left for you when it is time for you to be alone. And that's not good. That is not a good thing. You know, I always would enjoy when I was alone, like when I had time to myself, like listening to music and having my own dance parties. And those became less and less frequent as time went on, because I felt like there were so many demands on my time. You know, and I mentioned this, and I'm going to maybe talk a little bit about it, is because, you know, there's a lot of things that when you grow up, I don't think you recognize, and but I mean you, I mean myself. I don't think I recognize the downfalls of attachment sometimes, right? Although they're beautiful, right? You come out of your mom's womb, and you're in your family, and you sometimes, right, you become attached to your mother and become attached to your father. If you have siblings, you become attached to your siblings. And as you get older, you know, those attachments sometimes can breed difficulties, because you might have a desire for something different. You might have a desire for some space. You might have a desire to do an adventure that might go against what they feel that you should do, or they might not understand. And that's same thing goes for even when you meet friends, right? Because people want you to be some people, I won't say everyone, because even, you know, yourself, you have to even think about yourself. Are you that way as well with the people around you that you've developed friendships with too? But sometimes it's hard for people to see someone change or to see someone evolve. It's hard for them. And it's hard, I think, for many reasons. One, because maybe they don't see themselves evolving right now, and they're confused as to, like, why are you moving like that? Why are you changing? Right? Am I gonna lose you? You know, attachment is very tricky. It's very hard. You know, that kind of change creates you get scared, you get unbalanced. You know, but then I think about it as like when you're a kid, like with children, you know, I notice that a lot of people will tend to say things like, you know, kids need to be in a very stable space. And I think that is true. I think that is true. But I think that when you're around things that change frequently, because life changes, the universe changes, the environment changes every day, it allows you to understand that nothing is stagnant. Even a child, I think, can understand that nothing is stagnant. They're not, right? They're evolving every minute. One moment they can't speak, the next moment they can yell and scream, and then they know how to form words, and they can say mom and dad, and then the next minute they're crawling, and then after they're crawling, they're walking. And through all those things, there was moments of instability, right? They weren't always standing stable on their 2 feet, right? They had to learn that, right? And a parent can't coddle them to the point where they feel unsafe to walk, right? You have to be able to walk. And sometimes our attachments make us feel like we can't walk, we can't take a step, because they want us to stay crawling, or they want us to stay seated, stay with me, hold my hand. And I don't think life is meant for us to always hold each other's hands. I think it's meant for us to let others know that I'm here, but also empowering them that you don't really need me, because you have you. You are your greatest best friend. And when I'm here, you want me to be here when I want to be here, because it's better when you want to be there. It's just the same saying as like quality over quantity, right? When I want to be there, that's a quality experience, versus I'm just here because I feel like I have to be, I have to show up on multiple occasions, over quantity. Quality is always going to be better than quantity, right? So yeah, when I see this card, I think about just that fact of taking that time for yourself, being honest about what you need. I need to be honest about what I need and what I require and what I want in my life and with the people around me, which is a really tough thing to do. It is very tough. That is a very, very tough thing. And yeah, but it's necessary, because the more I do that, the more I think I'll be able to connect to myself better. Let's let the airplane pass. I don't know if you hear it, but I definitely do. Yeah. Yeah. So I really like that. I think this was definitely needed. If I think about my day yesterday, I think this was definitely needed. So I hope that resonated with someone. In terms of what creative thing that inspired, of being honest, I think I want to sing a song. It is a little weird because you don't see me, but honestly, I don't think you need to. I think you just need to hear my voice. And so, because I think about the isolation part, I kept singing in my head today the song by Bo Burnham from The Inside. I guess you can call it a documentary. It was kind of like a documentary, but I would say more of like a video essay film thing. So a song that's always stuck in my head is Look Who's Inside Again. And so I'm going to sing it for you all. Trying to be funny and stuck in a room. There isn't much more to say about it. Can one be funny and stuck in a room? Being and trying to get something out of it. Try making faces. Try telling jokes, making little sounds. I was a kid who was stuck in a room. There isn't much more to say about it. When you're a kid and you're stuck in your room, you'll do any old shit to get out of it. Try making faces. Try telling jokes, making little sounds. Well, well, look who's inside again. Went out to look for a reason to hide again. Well, well, honey, you found it. Now come out with your hands up. They've got you surrounded. Thank you very much. I know this video was pretty short than the other ones, but I still appreciate you for listening and being here. And so, again, thank you. Come back tomorrow, and I'm happy you are here.